is up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C, and in this particular podcast slash TV, auto video, whatever, for the Tasha C TV, my YouTube channel, and another several more to come bonus podcasts I have for this end of the year of 2019 and majority of the year of 2020. Another bonus podcast. So, y'all. Again, I will not be showing my face for the YouTube this series. I gotta make sure I don't think I put all my shows in a YouTube playlist. So I need to go back and check on that one. But anyway, y'all, I wanted to give, like sometimes if y'all, think of something and discuss something, then you think like, oh yeah, I wanted to add that. So, again, y'all, just like I did for David Makes Man, I did a podcast the next day after I did my review, recap, commentary for the season finale for the series. And, y'all, that was an eBay notification. Okay, stuff in my cart. I don't know if y'all hear that or not when this program, the speaker record app is being used. But I'm also doing live. This is my second time actually doing live. And it's, like I said, I only had used it once. It's not really a difference. So that's why if y'all look into the title, it just says live. But I don't know, like, how it's set. I think you can get a chat or whatever the case is. But I'm just, like, doing this right then and there. The difference is, at least I noticed with the live, is, when you say use speaker or whatever podcast stripping recording software you use, speaker, thumbs up. I like that one. But with them, if you decide to go live, you have to put in like whatever the thumbnail you're going to use and your descriptions, and you're going to use hashtag, and there's 3 places you can distribute it from. There's a setup, which is YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, as far as, like sending it out there. So, it's the same thing. So, what I'm, doing is like, instead of doing, I usually when I record, after I did it, then I can edit and change it right then and there, afterwards. But this time you do it before, because I guess it's live. I don't know if it's different, because like I said, I only did it one time when I did the quote live, if it's like live on YouTube as well, but it might not be, because it's totally different. So it may not appear still in YouTube until after, whenever I finish this recording. And so, y'all, I wanted to first talk about, I made it to day 30. I consistently made it. I did not slip, so let me play my little sound effect again. Yes. Consistent. God is good, and God is good all the time. But I wanted to bring that up because, like I said, I've been really working about being consistent. So, even though I'm not, I'm constantly doing non-stop November at the same time, my series, I got about almost like a whole 11 more months to go. I'm just happy that I've been able to do that. Now, if y'all got a chance, I did finally put up my Real Housewives of Atlanta season premiere review up late last night. I still got to do the 90-day review, and of course, like I said, y'all, I'm slowly doing the Love at the Lockup. But like I said, go to Starcasm, because they got updates, and they got an update on Alex, also known as the singing used to be the singing boy band member, about him. And I know John, with the whole Lacey thing up there with them, y'all, they just put a fresh one today about the update with Alex. So check that out. And John again. It's like, they were at the same place at the same time, because both of them, I'm just going to say it like it is, both I think got arrested in August. And recently, not even a couple weeks from each other, just got arrested again. Yeah, it might be a spoiler alert, but okay, whatever. Because let's just see, the season is kind of much, like, overcooked, something you overcook and it's so dry that you can't really eat it, and during it's like stone. That's how this season is, pretty much, okay? So, it is what it is. So, let me go into my afros. Like I said, I'm happy that I'm on day 30, and I'm just going to keep doing, like I said, to finish the series. Now that'll be awesome. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. Even being halfway would be awesome. But I may do every, the 60-day, the 90-day, which one individually I think I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna do maybe a couple more times, and like I said, so I'm happy that even though this is a little, it may not be like a big step, but it is like compared to me because for me, I usually. Like I said, it's sometimes hard for me to even finish a whole season, even if I like the show in some cases, as far as continuous reviewing and recapping. So I've been doing better, even say when I got behind. Like I said, besides with Love at the Lockup, I've been really better at being consistent. So, because it's all about like trying something out, but also like as far as like learning consistency. And that's why I wanted to do this year project. My YouTube year, limited, I guess, YouTube series of mine, of doing it for 1 year, which is my goal. So, anyways, y'all, I just wanted to talk, which I was laying down because you know how my HS is, and during the year is bothered me again. What else is new? But, I wanted to talk about some afterthoughts. If y'all also check out my Greenleaf review, also when I still haven't looked at Jay Lee's Corner. I know Random TVs and whatever, they used to review Greenleaf, but I know that they're coming back slowly. You check out their power review for the mid-season power review. And they used to review Greenleaf. Might be this would have been, but might be chose not to do the show. If the Get of You, Tiki 44, and might be would have did commentary, that would have been like interesting as far as they would have reviewed the shows. And Color Me Pink / Keisha Urban, she doesn't watch Greenleaf, but but you can't make people do what they don't want to do because they're grown and their own individual. So, but it would have been, it would have been interesting to hear their commentary. But like I said, for reasons, different reasons, like personal reasons, whatever, random TV reviews that cut my YouTube because of legislation. They had to give up, like I said, doing reviews until the beginning of this month started. So, but like I said, I'm going to watch Timothy Blanks afterwards, get Jay Lee's Corner afterwards, and probably, of course, when Forrest rocks whenever she puts hers up. But I wanted to, basically, I forgot to mention about in the middle of this episode, so it's going to be spoilers, y'all. I'm just going to tell it like it is. If y'all don't want to hear it, y'all don't want to hear it. Oh, shout out to my YouTube cousin, Nitra Thing Ping. I hope I'm saying that right. She's always retweeting a lot of stuff on here for me. That is dope. That is dope right there. And I'm live right here, so I'm just going to say thank you, cousin. Shout out again. And so I'm just giving y'all spoilers alert about my, more afterthoughts about the season finale. I forgot to mention, of course, and right before Carissa Space tells Jacob about her STD, of course, here's the interesting part. Jacob and Carissa Space are in the bed, and she got the Bible, right, y'all? And then she reading the Bible. I don't know which chapter she reading. But Jacob's all kissing her and stuff like that. Even put his hand over the cover and stuff like that. Probably in her little lady cat meow meow area. And she's like, not tonight, whatever. She lies and said that she's on her period. And he was like, I'm sorry, because, of course, when she can't have sex, she can't have relations for 10 whole days. Gotta take the antibiotic, whatever antibiotics the doctor had gave her to get rid of the clap on, clap off, okay? And there was also, like I said, towards the end, I wanted to talk about the possibilities of, I'm glad I did not feel alone about the possibility of what happened at the end of this episode, and kind of hearing a little tidbits about reaching the season. Now, I was originally thinking it was the season finale, but I've been hearing and watching from some of the creators that I also find, I don't know if I said co-writers, but, creators like Timothy Blaine and James Caldwell, and I think someone else, that it's not the season finale, it's the mid-season finale. So I had to go, which I'm glad I have. I have the YouTube Studio app, which is good for people who do have content, y'all. I think it's both for the iPhone. I mean, for the Android and the iPhone Apple people, okay? And what it's good for, say if you sign in, and it does help, like, manage the comments. You can change certain stuff in there. The only thing I noticed that I think with, shows analysts and stuff like that, with your videos and stuff like that, but the only thing I think you can't do is, at least what I haven't seen yet, like, add your videos to a playlist. That's the only thing. I mean, your videos, like the ones you create, not like ones you have. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's meant. It's meant for people who, who create stuff, have your own channel and upload, videos or whatever to YouTube. Just to let y'all know that. So anyways, y'all, I went ahead and like I said, had noticed that I had to change in the YouTube app that its mid-season finale said the season finale. I just did it like 10 minutes ago before I just went ahead and decided to just go ahead and make another podcast again, okay? And that I heard also from these two gifted, talented men that they're also going to possibly come back in January. When I did Wikipedia or whatever, right? Wikipedia and stuff, I did notice that actually Greenleaf was renewed, at least in the Wikipedia article about this TV series, that they are supposed to be coming back. They actually got renewed last night. They said they've been renewed. Well, that's what I have heard about certain shows that, I mean, I haven't heard about David Makes Man, but El Teddy and I think somebody else confirmed that they are supposed to come back, with a season 2, even though they really didn't say anything about it. It's like they supposed to come back, but it's just like it's very silent about it, even though it was like, it was kind of a standstill about it. And anyways, it doesn't really say, but I guess they said no, they really say it's this show called, it's this website called TV Series Finale, and they kind of do the ratings, but they're not saying whether or not, okay, low numbers, lowest ratings, thing, okay. So, if you go to, like, this certain website, it doesn't say whether or not they're returning, but El Teddy says it's returning, so hopefully it does, okay. Lord willing, but we're just going to put in the air that it is returning. We just don't know when it's coming back yet. But, what happened was Greenleaf's last scene. Now, you might, when I look at it now, it may be looking at it from a spiritual point of view as far as God, and how sometimes people can see visions in real time. And there's been other possibilities, because I've been looking at some people's comments, and maybe the possibilities of what can be. But it'll be interesting to go back. Also, where the heck is Noah? Also, like El Teddy said, 27 said, El Teddy said, where is Kevin at? Kevin's been gone, but like I said, if y'all been listening, like, what about the beginning of last month or whatever, that I looked at Wikipedia and Kevin was not, the actor that plays Kevin was not coming back this season. I don't know if he is coming back, but that's why we didn't see him, because it was listed that he wasn't coming back anyway. And Noah was supposed to come back and see his son, but heck, when is he going to appear? So, one of the things maybe possibility of is, since the young man looked similar to AJ, but like a healthier, fuller version of like AJ. Because when Grace started to pray for her family, including AJ, and then she said AJ, and the guy just, because first I seen, like, from a glimpse that somebody would step up with, and I honestly thought it was AJ. But when I seen this guy, and he says, like, with the faith and pointing out, now, like I did say in my review last night about how it began with the tombstone, and with Faith's tombstone, and it ends where Grace is at Faith's tombstone. Now, one of the theories, and I wish I would have like screenshot and showed the people, but I've been looking at so many and I forgot to screenshot and write down. But it is, a couple people had speculate that it could be God showing a sign that in the form of a human that looks similar to AJ. It could have been, like James said, like the form of black, God comes, can come in human forms. and could have, came that way. It could have been like he was telling Grace to technically have faith. And, the reality is maybe it's meant for the Greenleafs to start over. Because remember that place with the thing with Mac and everybody saying like that Robert person might be actually Mac. And he might have been the one that Mercado got that house. With that whole thing with the house. So there could be a lot of things. And maybe it's meant for them to start over. Not to lose the house court, but start over with their own church. Because when Grace was talking and she said resign, everybody left church as soon as she walked out that door, like 2 minutes later. So I wonder how Hell and Hazardous are going to be able to survive, considering how people still believed in the cavalry, and even when Grace was there, even with all the corruption stuff was going in, people still turned to Grace. And what I'm saying is that Hell and Hazardous is going to show their Hell and Hazardous, okay? Because truth be told, if, Phil just stayed on the sidelines, but people were coming for Grace. So if Bob and that was original play to have Grace lead on to their plan and, schemes or whatever, then how long are they going to be able to survive if they, like I said, just like how Green Eye Charity / Dum Dum, thought, basically turning her eye and just basically backstabbing her family just to get back because that is malicious intent and that is revenge, and vengeance on the heart, and only God's supposed to do that, okay? Vengeance is God, the Lord's. So, for her to even do this and basically turn the whole family back, and now she's sitting there crying on the couch, still wears her baby. Oh, I forgot that's Marcelli's baby. Yeah, okay. But anyway, the thing is that the young man, some people are saying like that might have been the ghost of real AJ. Or it could have been really AJ and, Basie Skanks, the Skanks people, sent this fake AJ. Because it was true, like Ashley Mills, shout out to Ashley Mills, and a couple other people say, like, they didn't do a DNA test, even though AJ had information. It could have been information you could have just Googled off the net, because these were popular people. You could sometimes Google certain stuff for people, and they just regular people, that ain't a celebrity or so famous, whatever. So the fact that these people are in the public eye, who's to say that's not really him, in the way that he's not saying anything. And some people are saying like it could have been AJ really didn't do the robbery. Maybe the other guy that showed up, if he really is actually real at the end of the scene, could have been the main one who did robbery, or AJ was kind of sent from base. It's a couple different theories. Or when Grace asked for a sign about was everything going to be okay, it was really an angel, that God sent, or so something like really from God, or something like spirit, but sent in a human form. Remember that song? Well, with God's like one of copyright. I ain't about to get no copyright, but you know what I mean. It could have been a sign of a person that appeared as a human, or direct certain human, appear as a human, but God, or sends angels, archangels, through that person to give a sign of faith. Like every thing has an expiration date. And it could have been like a play on words, like the thing with AJ, or final word AJ, or like everything where it seems like things are getting worse. Even bad things. Everything expires, including bad things. So the fact that, end of last season, things seemed like it was going to be the series finale, and it was the Barano, we're praying to get back the church back from Hells and Hazardous. This scene seemed to be more like it was more corruption, because now Carissa Explains Law is trying to basically stay there and try to make it seem like the house is the only thing. Remember, it would say like she's scared because the house is the only thing they had. And if knowing that Mac to the sick the predator was, he might have murk or something really would have happened, whatever, to them. But Lady Mae and James may not even know about this stuff. But like I said, the young man could have been real, or could have been a real person that God sent to talk to Faith, because Faith didn't seem scared. And like I said, they never shown after basically AJ had that tantrum again. No, not the tantrum. The last scene, he like wiped the tear, at least of grace, and some things not meant to just walked away. So never shown that he turned himself in, or was he still on the property, Greenleaf's property, or nothing. But you see, it looks like a healthier version, has locks, skin tone, whatever. To be honest with you, my I kind of agree with James Caldwell about this. A little more handsome, a more handsomer person. It could have been also that, but he was just like more chill. A coincidence, he had a black hoodie on and still had khaki pants, and that's what AJ, when he appeared in the church with Grace, had, guess what, khaki pants. And I didn't pay attention to whether we just had khaki pants, whatever, but it just didn't add up how things were going. And like I said, so it leaves a lot of questions. Whereas, okay, if they're going to pick up where it left off, like they're probably going to do, they got 7 days, and what's going to happen if the 7 days go up, and what about, like, Carissa? And then it could be some things like if something could happen to Carissa in Spain at all, like, they could do one of them power moves, or something like that, and just, she enjoys her dinner and something goes wrong. Like, but that's what I'm saying, is her trying to blackmail. But like I said, Jacob needs to talk to his parents and stuff instead of looking at, or ask them about it, because like I said, her with the Ferrando thing is the thing is about Phil ghostwriting for Bob. That information, like I said, I think James was the only one that knew, besides Dum Dum Charity, about maybe the information. I don't recall him. Just like, will they use the information about the bribery or somehow that come up? Because like I said, the way the church was even gotten even more, it continues to go down to corruption. So if this church, even if they're going to make Helen hazardous, how long will this property go? Remember, like Bailey was, the Skanks and them were in a bunch of stuff, and you see how their church ended up folding. You see what I'm saying? Because even though Bailey was like, okay, the issues, like, it was kind of like a revenge thing with him too. He had these gambling addictions and corruptions, everything. And last time we checked, him and Rochelle was still, using that one take of gas to get away from people, and we don't know where the heck they at. And where is Tasha's Skanks at? So it's a lot of open questions. And like I said, it could be supernatural, because she just tells him walk away. Because she was like, how did you get on the property? And Grace didn't seem scared or nothing, nobody, even though this young man looked changed. She didn't ask who he was or anything. It's almost like she knew, didn't know him, but felt comfortable with him as if she did know him, if you know what I mean. So, like I said, I don't know, like, what will, what would happen, but it'd be pretty interesting. Like I said, they said they're planning on, and I'm wondering, heck, are they going to come the same week? If they possibly come back in January, is it the same week that, Power, the last 5 episodes come out? Because, remember, Power supposed to come back January the 5th. So, would it come, like, maybe the 8th or 9th or whatever of 2020? Because that's what I heard, like, they are going to, but like I said, they were just renewed for a 5th season last night. What they said on the Wikipedia page. So, that would be pretty interesting. But I mean, like I said, them last 5 minutes were going, but it was, like I said, when I mean it was cliffhanger, even though, like I said, you can look at it from a coincidence, because like I said, it was too much coincidence that this young man just, Greenleaf, like, got to drive to get into it, the property. So the fact that this man just appeared out of nowhere through the forest and came to faith, and even brought, came to Grace while she was praying with Grace's tombstone, and was saying how she was gratitude for everybody. And that's what I'm saying, is it could have been also talking about AJ's life, or what's going on with him. Like, everything has an expiration date. And it could have been also referring to not just like the condition of AJ, or find out the truth about AJ, but it also could be, it could be positive and or negative. It could be an expiration date of how Greenleaf used to be able to be like having power or be with this church and everything, or it could be the death of something, but a resurrection and something coming to be much better and possibly going to the next chapter of life. And it could be slash, like I said, the death, expiration date of, like I said, the Hells and Hazardous. Because remember, Hell and Hazardous has been out for some years and expanding. It could be expiration, meaning like even whatever they're trying to do, they still won't succeed, even with what they did to get where, even though Charity has put the family basically on the side for her decision, and now she has ended up with nothing. So I wonder how she's going to be right now as far, the disconnect that she already has. So that's what I really want to talk about, was really more so like the last scene of it. Like I said, it could have been a sign from God, or God drove this man, young man who's just up here just walking randomly past the guards and walking through the little forest area on their property just to talk to Grace. And even he says, see you later, Grace. So he knew who she was. Even though he said he just took a guessing game about Faith, oh, is that your sister? But like I said, it's like he knew her or didn't know her. So like I said, it could have been God, or God sending, an angel, or just, like a sign to her, or sent this person to come and talk to her. Or it could have been, not say more so hallucination, but could have been like what I like to call real-time vision, where you're seeing something in real life type form, a vision or something, and it looks real, but it's not real. Almost like, for example, you say like something of a human form, but it's only a human in parentheses, that Grace could see at that time, because of her obviously having, she may be gifted in the area of prophecy as well. And maybe that's why she was only able to see this person, and she was able to see this person somewhat walk off. But it was also, like I said, a message given, looking in the physical form as that. Or it could have been, like they said, the angel of death, because of the black hoodie. Or it could have been, like I said, the real person did the robbery. Some people said like it was the ghost of the real AJ, and maybe AJ had died, and this guy that's pretending to be AJ, it feels only has turned itself in because the guilty of basically playing this family and feeling some type of way. So we shall see, y'all. But anyway, hugs and loves, y'all. I've been on here for a minute. That's all I wanted to talk about today on day 30th. Was really some more aftermath, y'all, on day 30th. But thank y'all for who have been listening, and the future people who will listen. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all may see my lovely face, and y'all may get another podcast. But hey, we'll just get ready.